Hello and welcome to the show. Chances are you're going to recognize my first guest today because he has built a really successful career in the entertainment industry. Headkrack woke up in the morning with a surround sound and turned his late night radio show into a #1 radio show. He served as a co-host on the national radio shows like the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and The Morning Hustle. He's dabbled in comedy, acting, and now he's putting out new music and making waves as a co-host on the popular talk show Dish Nation. He is doing it all and took some time out to join us here on Portia. And I'm so grateful, man.
I'm grateful for just the opportunity, and just it's so dope to see people I know doing dope things.
Man,
and
the feeling is mutual.
Watching Jyell
Thank
come
you.
up and the glow up and it's beautiful.
Thank you. That really means a lot, especially coming from you, right? Because I still am thinking about brand new videos. Headkrack.
See, you know your stuff great. See, the first time I saw you on TV, I was like, she playing it cool because she on the news. She one of us. You know what I mean? So it's always dope to connect with similar energy.
Yeah, and I loved to have watched you move and shift the way you do, and that's why we wanted you here, because I think our viewers can learn so much. And you're so humble about it. Oh, and I love that this starts with a kid doing rap battles on the radio in the Bronx. As a kid, really?
Yeah.
Tell our viewers that story.
So when I was growing up, I would enter every rap contest available. When I was still living in New York, they had a paper called The Village Voice. Yeah. And you go in the back and you go through and see, all right, there's a rap contest, audition going on here, there, and other. So I would answer all those things. And then when I moved to Dallas, Texas, there was a radio station called 100.3 Jams, and they used to do this thing called the roll call. And I used to call all the time and started battling the people that
you were a
be
regular.
Yeah, and I became a regular and started winning things. And it got to the point where it's like, hey, listen, we're not mailing this stuff to you no more. Come up here and get it. And that was dope because I got a chance to meet people who later on would open doors and windows for me to be able to
that's when you took your shot, though, right?
Yeah.
So much of this is just taking advantage of the You could have taken the gifts and left, but you were like, nah, let me stay for a minute. Let me learn for a more.
Yeah, man, you got to maximize every opportunity because you never know when God is going to give you another opportunity to maximize it.
Yeah.
So, show up, be punctual, be on time, and be somebody that people want to be around,
Yeah. I want to talk about, and as our viewers look back, because I still remember Headkrack with Locks, right?
Yeah.
But let's talk about how you transitioned, right? So that opportunity turned into your first radio gig, right?
Yeah, it took a few years between point A and point B because I was going to start interning at that radio station that summer because I was still in high school when that was happening. And the station folded and changed formats right as I was getting ready to graduate high school.
Which happens so often in radio.
Very often in radio. And so when my first semester of college came around, I signed up for a thing called survey broadcasting because I thought that would get me in the building somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it was actually a record company gig.
Right.
So it allowed me to learn the record industry from the backside.
Because you were interested in a career in A&R too, right? So there's your entree there.
Yeah, so I wanted to find acts, sign acts, understand how the business works, not only from the manufacturing and distribution side, but also from the radio side. So I got a chance to take the scenic route, learn it all, and meet a lot of people who would just, enable me to try to be as great as I wanted to be.
So I know obviously the format now for radio so much is the television component of it. Is that how the first TV gig comes across?
Well, I would say at least where I worked, right?
Yeah.
You had to convince people that things that people were starting to do made sense. Because, you work with these people who are so smart because they've been doing this for so long. And they don't listen to the people who are on the ground floor. It's hey, there's this thing called YouTube. We should probably put our content on it.
Yeah.
And you're having to explain this to people. Hey, we should probably have a social media page. We're having to explain this to people who make way more money than you and are usually good at saying no. So between point A and point B, when the opportunity to do Dish Nation came around, there was a producer by the name of Stu Weiss who reached out to Rock T from, who was a part of Ricky Smiley Morning Show. And they connected the dots to get that Dish Nation thing rolling. And that was always a low-key back of my mind dream of mine too. Because when I was a kid, I used to always watch Entertainment Tonight. And I didn't know why I was watching it. And someone told me that in the future I would need to know who some of these people are and understand that, hey, listen, you could be hip-hop, but you also could be multiversal. Too. So I wanted to be able to be be multiversal.
And I love that I know that you have talked in the past about growing up in the golden age of hip hop, the 90s.
Yeah.
Undisputed, right? But then getting to work with these people and just seamlessly.
Yeah, man. Like, when you open your eyes and go to work in the morning, and to the left of you is the Brat.
Yeah.
And then in the next studio over is Ed Lover, who I used to watch every day on Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm living in an episode of Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah. I want to get to this after the break, but I want to plant the seed because I love how you said in an interview I listened to, I'm a common denominator for success. And that gave you the conviction to be able to move and walk away from some things.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we want to get to when we return, because it takes a lot of courage to walk away, especially from a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. This conversation is going to continue coming up. Headkrack continues to open up also about the importance of mental health as it relates to working in the entertainment industry, because that can take a toll for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Hey there, Portia here. Listen, that was a good conversation, wasn't it? Want to see the rest of it? Just go to PortiaShow.com, scroll down until you see that particular episode. But listen, before you scroll on out of here, I need you to do me a favor, please. Like, comment, let us know what you thought of that episode, and subscribe. And if you already are a subscriber, we sure appreciate you. In the meantime, we'll be sure to see you on the next episode of Portia, and you can catch us weeknights on Fox Soul as well. Tell your friends. Tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.